I'm fortunate in having many friends that are of the same opinion that I am, and that is they look at life with the bright side of aging. And one of my real great friendships is with a Dr. Andre Lee. Dr. Andre Lee used to be the administrator for Highland Park General Hospital. And because of his experience and knowledge, he has taught at Baker College. He is president of Leeway Health Education Foundation. And like all great entrepreneurs, Dr. Andre Lee not only teaches, and he doesn't preach, he teaches and he motivates. And he comes up with some phenomenal projects. And the one I'm really excited about is his current project, best described as a health ministry learning center. Is that right, Dr. Andre Lee?
That's absolutely correct, and I'm delighted to be here this morning.
Great. And tell me a little about your background. And you just finished up another project for the history of...
I'm a retired hospital administrator. Did about 35, 40 years in that field, running several hospitals. And I had a passion for medical history, black medical history, and so I created an exhibit that's on tour of the country right now. It just left the University of Iowa about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it's right now at the Kentucky Museum in Louisville. And it'll be there through the end of May, and then it goes over to a Charles Drew Clinic out in Omaha, Nebraska. So I don't remember the rest of the schedule offhand, but that's where it is right now.
If anyone is interested, I have a toll-free number here, 866-351-0910, 866-351-0910. They want to be in direct touch with you, and possibly you can instruct.
Well, if they want us to come in their location, that'll be absolutely perfect. Okay.
Now, tell me, as far as the health ministry learning center, what is that all about?
Well, we wanted to reach out to the churches, and I'm sure many people can relate to this. Every church has a health ministry, and they worry about the health of their congregation, probably even more so today. Many members have high blood pressure, diabetes, or are overweight, just by way of example. And what we wanted to do was offer an online educational center where a church their members can access it in any program that they want related to healthcare and learn, things that they can do, such as we have a program for exercises for seniors. We have one dealing with nutrition. And we have another one that says how to shop and save money on your healthcare services. So they're all practical programs, and they all run maybe 30 minutes at tops, videos, and some of them are interactive. And we've got a whole set coming up just for kids.
Wow, that's exciting, because we always talk about the next generation, their future, and that's all that happens. You have that line that I like to repeat that says, after all the talking is done, usually that's all that it ends up being, is talking and not doing.
Right.
You're doing, and that's why I really admire what you've achieved. So let's say someone that's listening is interested. I assume you have an email address, or how would you like to get this?
Well, I think it's better if they just call us at this point. The website will be www.lwhef. I don't want to throw everybody off with that,
Sure.
but the Leeway Health Education Foundation.org. But we use the letters LWHEF.org.
I got you.
All right, but it's free. I failed to mention that. There's no charge to the church. We want the church to sign up, give us an email or whatever, and then we'll give them a unique ID and password. So it's not open to the public per se. It's open through the church, and that way the church can control who has access to the programs. Okay, so it is free. We just need to have you registered. That's all.
And then, of course, this could be something that each individual church could schedule on their own schedule, so that if they want to reach out let's say there's a group in almost every church and synagogue or house of worship. There's always a couple of people, fortunately, who are the workhorses and not the show horses, okay?
Right.
So someone that listening that's affiliated with a church wants to start a program whereby they reach out to their respective congregation to sensitize them about the topics. And if you don't mind repeating, you said several different topics. What are they?
Oh, there are going to be a category of topics for seniors. There are going to be a whole broad spectrum category of topics for people in general, and then there's going to be another category for kids. Mm-hmm. And like I gave the example of exercises for seniors. Mm-hmm. You know, these are exercises you can do at home. They're easy to do. They don't put a lot of strain on you, but they're good exercises. Mm-hmm. Shopping for healthcare services and saving money is another one. You know, not just going out but you know, shopping intelligently. Shopping for food, nutritiously. That's another topic. And these are all programs that'll be online 24/7. However, we are going to have special webinars from time to time. And these will also be free, but they're on special topics, and they'll be sponsored by different companies. And then we'll also offer special topics, and they'll be unique.
And, you know, what I like most about it is that, first of all, you are using technology in a way that, let's face it, there are only so many human beings that come to the services on any sort of a regular basis. People get sick. There are young kids who, unfortunately, because of circumstances, don't have access to something that's really going to give them a positive chance at life. So here, with the technology, you, Dr. Andre Lee, are putting in the hands of people for them to become self-sufficient. That's a wonderful, wonderful gift. And we always talk about, you know, especially at a toast, you always wish people good health and wealth.
Right.
Well, the wealth part is secondary. Health is primary. That's why when we get back from our break, I want to pick up on some of the strategies that you see and would like to have happen with the Leeway Health Education Foundation. And folks, it's got that magic four-letter word starting with F that almost everybody likes. It's free to the church. Don't go away. We'll be right back with some more interesting stuff. And we are back, and Dr. Andre Lee, who is president of Leeway Health Education Foundation, and he's also a speaker and has taught at Baker College on how to get into the healthcare field, and also is a consultant for hospices. You still do that as well?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Clinics, hospitals. I'm getting calls all the time, yeah.
Right. Well, that's the key, that when people call you versus you're having to call them.
It is a good feeling.
No, it's wonderful. And I'll tell you, you have taken your experience and put it into such a useful way. The most important part in life, really, and I stress that, is your health. And you have to take care of yourself. And even in the biblical ways, whether you're religious or not, you've all heard that saying that God helps those that help themselves. And whether you believe in God or not, one thing is for sure. You are the master of how you're going to be. And wealth is secondary. You can always figure out a way as to how to financially benefit in life. But the one thing that you need is health. I can't help but think of when you get on an airplane and the instructions are, if you're a mother with a young child and there is an oxygen drop and the oxygen mask fall down, they instruct the mother to take the mask first and then put it on the baby. She ain't going to be any good if she puts the mask on the baby and she passes out. Likewise in health, oxygen is really how do we take care of ourselves. Remind us as to the approach you plan on implementing your program again and the topics?
It's going to be online educational programs that are accessed by a unique church ID and password, and the programs are available 24/7, and there's a wide variety, and the church can schedule individually or in groups to access the programs. We will also have periodically special webinars presented on various different subjects, and those will be live presentations. Okay.
Wow.
And so that's another unique feature. We will have a bi-monthly, as you're very familiar with, a bi-monthly video-based newsletter, digital newsletter that will come out on to keep people on a wide variety of current topics and announcements. Okay, new changes in healthcare or new discoveries and all that kind of thing. And ultimately, we will have a telephone app. We don't have that yet, but that's coming.
Yeah, well, the technology is unbelievable today. I mean, in fact, I am amazed. There's a whole service that a lot of houses of worship are using whereby homebound people can hear the service on their computer. I mean, it's a wonderful system. And, you know, that to me, although I'm technologically challenged, nothing to be proud about, I admire what can be done. My pitch is that technology, if used properly, can help in your activities that you've been doing manually and wasting a lot of time. You, Dr. Andre Lee, have come up with such a simple idea. Why don't we put it on so that churches do not pay for this service? And quite frankly, churches and synagogues and houses of worship or any organization is always in need of money. So there is a financial benefit that can be worked out with them, but for the individual organization, it's free, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's absolutely free for them, and they can use it in a variety of ways.
Right. What about reaching out to their respective congregations and perhaps, use it as a way to create a program where on a weekly or monthly basis they meet and have something specific? The sessions are going to cover the vitals like exercises, shopping, and also I'm sure there's more to come down the line. Is that correct?
Oh, yes. I'm working with, it's not just me. I don't want to give that impression. There's a team of professionals who are developing a lot of these programs for me. I'm not a nutritional-based person, so there is a nutritionist that is developing several programs for me, from cooking demonstrations to how to shop nutritiously. As you know, they're changing the labeling on foods so that you can read them easier and determine how many calories you're buying when you do it. So, there are other people who are going to help me pull all these programs together.
Well, this is too monumental a task, and the key that I always bring out is that what you do, and I do it in my personal and professional life, is I surround myself by people that are smarter than I, okay? And anything can be accomplished. And I know there are some negative feelings about our former President Reagan, whether you liked him or not. One of the things I admired, there are actually two things, and our current president is blessed with that as well, and that is the talent of communicating. But the other talent he had was because his background had been in show business and what have you. He was not, the typical president-type material. So he had the idea, always bring in people that are smarter than I. And he had this great sign above his desk that said, anything can be accomplished if no one is worried about who takes credit for the idea. So if you're in a church, don't worry about having to bring in somebody to assist you in your project. Who is going to turn down the opportunity to help people who may not have had their blood pressure checked, do not know the difference between some of those ingredients on the label when they eat? And you, Dr. Lee, with technology working for you, can make that happen, right?
I hope so, and that's the idea behind it. We think we're going to offer it in a variety of formats, a lot of, and we're just really excited about.
Well, I am too, and I really want to help in any way I can. And if anybody wants to sign up, do you want to give out that toll-free number a couple of times?
Anybody who wants their church to participate in this program, which again, let me emphasize that word that Ike has mentioned, free, please call 866-351-0910, and we'll take your information and we'll get back to you with the material that you need to do that.
That's 866-351-0910. Again, it's free, and if you want to initiate something like today, we're available to get the ball rolling, and Dr. Andre Lee has actually conducted seminars, and I remember one of the health quizzes you had at the Southfield Senior Center a while back. And that was so much fun. You did like a TV program.
Yeah, who cares? Who cares?
Who cares?
Yeah, we
care.
We actually are going to have a variation of that on as part of our repertoire programs. So all of the programs, some of the programs will be interactive.
Yes. Well, nothing beats having technology work for you instead of saying, well, what's this? What can we do? And as much as I love technology, the sad part is that whoever promotes a lot of these apps that you hear are put together by young, really sharp software type people who think in a language that's different than us people that are beyond that young age. But you have got the gift, Dr. Andre Lee, with Leeway Health Education Foundation, to take what's really done in the best way possible with technology and convert it to the old-fashioned simple concept of learning. Hello? And because it's on the internet, you can see it umpteen times. I heard a great line that's very appropriate. And that says to the effect that the mother of education is repetition. The mother of education is repetition. We all hear about low-fat, high HDL, LDL. We hear it, but most cases, how many times a day are you going to, run up to a nutritionist and ask her to give a real professional description of the whole aspect of what the difference is. The sad part is that unless it's done repeatedly, and with the internet, you can have it repeated umpteen times at your convenience. So, Dr. Lee, I'm going to have you stick around for our next segment. Don't go away. And we're going to be talking about entrepreneurship and how Dr. Andre Lee's professionalism and talent can be also used for the business community. Don't go away. I only have enough time for my parting thought for this segment, which is, yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift, and that's why we call it the present. Please enjoy your present by living and looking at life with the bright side of aging.